This is a quick primer on two central concepts in Datera management, templates and policies. If you're going to spend any amount of time working with a Datera system, these will quickly become your best friends, so let's take a moment to learn what they're all about. First off, I want to remind you that Datera was built from the ground up with a declarative and policy-based management paradigm in mind. It's a design philosophy in every layer of the product, and I go into the details of that and why it's useful in other videos. The point is, this isn't just some thin veneer added as an afterthought, it's fundamental. No other storage system that I know of at least works this way. The way I see it, our policy-based management is unique in two crucial ways. First, our policies provide effortless consistency. And second, we combine three distinct concepts, not just policies, but multi-tenancy, templates, and policies all together into something much more powerful than existing policy-based solutions. So in this video, let's just go through key differentiator number one, effortless consistency. To understand what that is and why it's useful, let's start off by considering what most of us think of when we think policy-based management. Typically what that means is we have some kind of named abstract configuration that we set up ahead of time, usually by an admin, usually to codify best practices, and then we can use that and reuse that by applying it each time that we provision some resources. So just as a random storage relevant example, take a performance policy called Gold, which restricts the workload it's applied to 1,000 IOPS. Cool, so the idea here is anytime we provision a new instance of storage, we can reference that policy, and the instance will draw its configuration from the policy. That's pretty useful. We can provision a bunch of instances quickly with the same configuration and enforce some amount of consistency there. But now what happens if we change the configuration of the policy, say to 2,000 IOPS? Sure, any new instances we provision will have the new configuration, but all the instances that already exist have essentially gone off into the wild and have no idea that the change was made. So you've probably heard of this sort of problem referred to as configuration drift, and it can become a big problem at large scales, obviously. Most approaches to dealing with configuration drift are reactive and fragmented. By necessity, what you end up doing is writing extra layers of your own custom code, like automation scripts, to define, monitor, and react to changes. This is the only way to do it if the underlying software does not natively enforce configuration. It's basically an afterthought that's left to you. Here's how we're different. Anytime an instance of deployed storage inherits configuration from a policy, in Datera, a bond is created that lasts through the entire lifecycle of the instance. So any bit of configuration drawn from a policy is automatically enforced, and it cannot actually be changed on the instance. It can only be changed if a change is made to the underlying policy. Another way of thinking about this is that every policy knows about every deployed instance that's drawing from it, and changes to the policy will automatically propagate to every instance. So now, if we look at starting in the same situation as before, and we update our policy, all existing instances will automatically update, and of course the new ones will also be consistent. This essentially eliminates configuration drift for anything managed by policy on Datera storage.
Learn more about how Datera brings the software-defined revolution to enterprise storage at datera.io and contact Datera for a free consultation.